Well, hello everyone. Alejandro J. Tornato. I am the founder and CEO of Tornato Speaking, Leadership and Coaching LLC. And I want to wish you a happy Monday. I hope that you had an energizing and revitalizing and restful weekend, and that you are all ready for the day ahead. You're all ready for the week ahead. And I just want to share two keys to help you become your very best. And the first one, let me share something about failure. And everybody talks about failure. I think that failure is, um, even if people don't want to accept it, is a topic that most people perhaps talk about because we fail. When some people, when they fail, they just they just quit. And I think that to some failure is like a crashing bulldozer that comes and just smashes people to smithereens. But it doesn't have to be that way. You see, failure is not meant to define you. Let me say that again. Failure is not something that is meant to define you. On the contrary, it's meant to refine you. You see, the words define and refine, they sound very similar, but they have two completely different meanings. You see, when you identify yourself, and hold on one second, before I just want to say something that it doesn't matter what you do in life, what is your activity, what is the goal that you want to achieve, what is the dream that is there in the distance that you see that you want to get to. It doesn't matter. You could be a plumber, you could be a carpenter, you can be an engineer, you can be an architect, you can be a painter, you can be an author, you can be a speaker, you can be a coach, you can be a trainer, a facilitator, you can be a blogger, you can be a doctor, you can be a lawyer, you can be anything, you can be a nuclear physicist. It doesn't really matter. What is guaranteed is that we all we are going to fail. We are going to fail, and we don't have to be so preoccupied about failure, because that failure is not on us. We are not the failure. The thing that we did fail, but we are not a failure. So failure, to all of you who are watching me right now or who will watch the replay, failure is not meant to define you as a person, but failure is meant to refine you as a person. You see, a diamond, before it becomes a diamond, has to be refined. And how do we refine diamonds? Well, by put them under tremendous pressures. That's how a diamond becomes a diamond. And how do you become the very best that you can possibly be and become? Not by sailing in the smooth seas, but by sailing in rough waters, in choppy waters, with big, gigantic waves going up and down. That's the way that we get refined. So sometimes you have to lose a goal to find your destiny. Sometimes you have to lose a goal. Sometimes you have to fail at something. So as a result of that failure, then finally you find your destiny. If failure had not come along your way, you would have never found your destiny. So then, number one, failure does not define you. Failure refines you. And number two, in order to become your very best, ignore the critics. Ignore the critics. You see, critics are everywhere. You don't have to shout and call them, hey, here I am. No. If you're doing something that is worthy, if you're doing something that has value, if you're doing something that you want to give value to others, if you are doing something that is out of the ordinary, if you're doing something that is outside that prophetic box, you see, thinking outside the box, doing things outside the box, as far as I'm concerned, then there is no box. But if you want to bring that illustration, yes, if you're doing things outside the box, out of the commonality of human existence, then you are going to find critics. Critics are going to show up. And my suggestion to you, my friend, is ignore the critics. What you need to do, what I need to do, is show up and do the work. Show up diligently every day and do the work. Remember that you are here, we are here for a reason. There's a purpose that we are here. You and I, we have a purpose, and we are meant to share that purpose with others. And that's when sometimes the difficulties begin, because other people, they will not like to see you fulfilling your purpose, fulfilling your destiny. They will not, because they will be jealous, because they think that you are progressing in life and they are not. They see that you are taking risks and they are not. They see that you are doing something and they are not. And what happens when they see you, that you are in motion, doing things, accomplishing things, failing along the way, but keep on going? What happens? They look at themselves and they see, why am I not doing what he or she is doing? Well, that's a personal choice. They are choosing not to do it, but you are choosing to do the thing. Do the thing, and you are going to know what the results are by doing the thing. Is not thinking about something, is thinking about it and doing it, taking the next step. So this is what I wanted to share with you then. The first is about failure. Remember, failure doesn't define you, but failure refines you. And the second one is ignore the critics. The critics are going to show up. But when they show up, they need to find you and they need to find me showing up every day, doing the work that needs to get done, no matter what. Let the critics be critics. You be an action taker. That's the line of separation. And as an action taker, you are going to reach the goal that you want to reach, the dream that you want to reach, and you are going to be and become the very best along the way in achieving it. So, my dear friends, thank you so very much. Before I go, good that I remember. Finally, and I'm going to put a link below. Finally, the registration for the upcoming The Captor Connection Conference is finally open. So there's a link. You can go. You can register for the conference. The conference is coming up in November of this year, November the 11th, the 12th, and the 13th. It's going to be 3 packed full days. There's going to be 6 topics, explosive topics, and there's going to be 18 top-notch international speakers. The Captor Connection Conference. Why we call it the Captor Connection is because my business partner, Juanita Cap, and I, Alejandro Tornato, so we combined Cap, Tor, and we started this entrepreneurial adventure, the Captor Connection. And our first conference coming up November 11th, 12th, and 13th of this year. Please go and register. You will not regret it. Invest in yourself. And as I said it, growth, personal growth is not optional. It should be at the top of your priorities. So looking forward, to seeing you at the conference. But in order to do that and secure your seat, go and register today, now. So thank you so very much. Have a great rest of the day. And until we connect again, be well.